Hello, welcome to Dungeon Dwellers Podcast. I'm your host, Justin. For today's review for Halloween month 2021, I'm reviewing the Army of Darkness book, League of Light Assemble, which this trade came out in 2010, but I think the series came out in 2009. This collects issues 18 through 27 of Army of Darkness, right? Which is published by Dynamite. It's rated teen plus. It's considered a horror comic. It's 25 US, 27 Canadian, but I got this on sale for $10, which was a really great deal, right? So this comic book, there's one of the covers. So this comic book is written, issue 18 is written by Elliot Serrano, and issues 19 through 27 is written by Mike Raicht. I don't know how to pronounce that. Raicht? I don't know. Raichu? I don't know. Illustrated by Dave Simmons, who drew issue 18. Pablo Marcos, issues 19-22. Scott Cohn, who did all the covers, issue 20 through 23 and 25 through 27. And Mario Gully did issue 24, right? So I gotta say, this book, I bought this because I love the cover, first off. Second, the premise of the book is it's basically if Ash from Army of Darkness and the Evil Dead movies basically formed his own Avengers to fight a threat that would, endanger mankind, which the threat here is the Hell's Prophet, which is the representative of the Necronomicon on Earth, who, in previous issues, Ash had the wonderful idea of burying the Necronomicon in, in this town called Mountain Springs. He just dug a hole and buried the Necronomicon, but the Necronomicon was buried on top of the water supply of this town, which turned everybody in that town into deadites, right? And Ash had to make a deal with the Hell's Prophet to basically save everybody or something like that, right? And he hears about that there's other chosen ones out there, which what that meant was there's other protectors on Earth who fight evil, right? And he decides to go looking for them, right? And there's a story in here where kids go into a cave to look for shit, and they accidentally awaken ancient evil, and the druid character summons Ash to save everybody. All right. So one of the first protectors that Ash meets up with is Brad Fenrison, who's a werewolf, right? Who turns out knows all about Ash, the Chosen One, and his destiny to fight the Hell's Prophet. But it turns out the Hell's Prophet has already possessed Ash and takes over whenever Ash falls asleep, right? And you also have these assassin characters who's working not exactly for the Hell's Prophet, but is aligned with the Hell's Prophet, wants the Hell's Prophet to basically take over, right? And they want to kill all the protectors. So yeah, Ash meets this guy Brad, who's a werewolf, and teams up with other protectors who they have to go and meet up and save, which one of them is this chick, which I forget her name, who's basically she's from Greece. She's like a necromancer. She can commune with spirits of the dead, right? And one of the ghosts that she talks to is the necromancer who was in the first League of Light, right? Which is Brad's ancestor was part of. Other members of the League of Light are this fire chick here from Africa, and you also have this fallen angel called Aaron right here, who was kind of a quasi member of the original League of Light, who fell in love with this Chinese girl who was the Asia protector, who for some reason they dress her up like as a Japanese Cena, and like she's supposed to be Chinese, but she has like katanas and shit. That really bugged me. And he fell to Earth to, you know, to be with that girl. And here you see the original League of Light fighting the Hell's Prophet and getting their asses kicked. Other members are this dude, Gus McLaren, who runs an Antarctic outpost where there's basically a wormhole to an alien invasion, and his job is to kill the aliens that come out of the wormhole in Antarctica, and he's like a brilliant inventor, right? And like, what's cool about this is the aliens look like the parademons from like, you know, Jack Kirby's New Gods, you know, the henchmen of Darkseid. So like, yeah, they totally look like parademons. Oh, and the last member is this guy from Australia, who's a kid who can turn into a rainbow serpent monster, a rainbow snake monster, whose parents were killed by the assassins, right? But our characters save them. So yeah, the story for this book is basically follows the event. If you ever watched the Avengers movies, including the last one where they travel back in time to undo one of their major mess ups, this pretty much is the Avengers movies, including the part where they travel back in time. Ash knew they would fuck up, so he had the one dude make a time machine for them to travel back in time and like undo Ash's fuck up, right? Which was totally fucking awesome. This book predates Avengers, but pretty much follows the entire Avengers movies in this book, right? Which is fantastic, dude. You got to see Ash form this awesome team of supernatural horror superheroes, and to help him defeat the Hell's Prophet, which is possessed by him. But they just come up. They just come up with the idea. Well, we should just kill Ash to save the world, which they didn't get a chance to. Spoiler alert. So I really enjoyed this book. The art was okay for what it was. It wasn't. It's not bad. It's not great. It's just a little bit generic. But overall, I thought it was okay. The action scenes were fine. Lots of blood and gore, right? And the designs I thought were decent. Not the greatest, but you know, I thought you know, everything looked pretty cool, right? The humor I thought was not that great, and then there's the fact that they have Ash as this bumbling buffoon kind of character, which a lot of the comics do that, and people forget that Ash is actually kind of smart. He was able to make a robotic hand prosthesis in the fucking Middle Ages in the third Evil Dead movie, Army of Darkness. So you would have to be pretty smart to do that. But like, yeah, everybody, like, you know, he comes off kind of an idiot in this one, which I I'm not a fan of that, but overall, that is somewhat a kind of a theme in the Evil Dead movies. That like Ash is kind of like he bumbles things, but like I wouldn't say he's an idiot though. Like they portray him in this book. But overall, I thought the book was a fun adventure book where you got to see like our main character form this like horror superhero team, right? Which I thought was cool. Though I felt like characters like Aaron, Gus, and some of the later editions of the team did not get a lot of screen time, right? Sorry, not screen time, but you know what I mean by screen time. Even though I'm reviewing a book, so, which because like most of our characters who get the main spotlight is Ash, Brad, and this girl who I forgot her name. Which, oh man, there's pages here where they show like everybody's names and they recap the story. I totally skipped it. Here, oh, her name was Sybil. My bad. Here's where you learn everybody's name. There's Demisi, who's the woman of flame. The Chupacabra, who was supposed to join the team, was killed, unfortunately. There's Galar, who's the snake boy. Yeah. There's the Hell's Prophet, the Eradicators, the Unwritten One. Also, there's cameos. The Unwritten One forms like a team to fight against Ash's friends, which is where you see them there. And there's supposed to be characters that were in previous Evil Dead, like Army of Darkness books, but I've never. I'm kind of a casual when it comes to Army of Darkness books. Sorry, so I don't really know a lot of these characters, right? But yeah, there's some fan service for Army of Darkness fans. Yeah. Overall, I thought the book was great, and if you can get it for a decent price, I think the book is worth it, and I'm giving it a 6.5 out of 10. And even for $25, this comes with 9 issues. So that is $25 for 9 issues is a decent price. Oh, and though I kind of didn't like that they don't have the covers in between the issues. They just tell you like in the corner here, hey, this is issue 23 or 25 when it comes up, right? So, like, they just have the covers at the back of the book, right? So, yeah, there's the different covers. Which the cover, I would be kind of pissed, honestly, of these covers, because they're kind of clickbaity, if you know what I mean. Like, this creature is not even a real creature. It's this illusion made by the fire chick. Who her powers turn out to be pretty useless against Hell's Prophet. And even the undead, like, her powers kind of suck, dude. Even though, like, you would think having fire powers would be pretty awesome. When they're fighting the undead, apparently it doesn't work too well. Yeah. There's the Hell's Prophet character. Yeah, so yeah, it's a 6.5, and I would totally recommend this book, especially if you're an Army of Darkness fan. But, like, I would get it, for a decent price, right? So our next review for Halloween month is going to be Shadowpact, issues 1 through 3. Which I got, like, issue 3 recently. Well, like a month or two ago. So yeah, we're gonna review this, it's written by Bill Willingham, who wrote, like, the Fable series for Vertigo, right? And you have this, like, horror / magic DC superhero team, which I totally forget the characters. I know. I think that's Shiny Knight, and that's Blue Devil, and that's Nightshade, and I don't remember the rest of these characters. I think that's Detective Chimp, Which I think, didn't he have, like, wasn't he in an episode of, what's it called, Brave and the Bold? I think he was. I could be wrong, though. Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to review this next for Halloween month. And then after that, maybe we'll do Hellstrom next. Depending, like, you know, depending, like, you know, how, like, you know, if I'm ahead of the reviews. If I'm behind, we might do some of the shorter books. Alright, guys.